Update on the Rassie saga. He has withdrawn his appeal. Him and SARU have withdrawn their appeal. So they are going to cop their punishment, which is a 2-month ban for Rassie, so no work for him. Pretty much a 1 year almost, like until September next year anyway. Match day ban, so no Rassie on the sidelines or in the coaching box or whatever. No press conferences on match day. And SARU have been fined £20,000. So that punishment is going to stick. They've both been warned for their future conduct. So yes, the matter is done. South African Rugby released a statement. World Rugby released a statement. But essentially, yes, everything is done. We'll go through what they said and kind of what some of the implications are. And you guys can let me know your thoughts on this one. What does the South African Rugby website say? It says they withdraw their appeal. They apologise to the officials. They said it was a highly stressful and charged environment with the unusual pressures placed on all concerned. We have no wish to prolong the experience for anyone. We have drawn a line under the incident and only wish to look forward. We respect the outcomes of the hearing, allowing our national teams and rugby operations to plan with clarity for the coming months. That's the South African Rugby statement. So appeal done. Not it's being withdrawn, and apology sent, and findings accepted. There you go. Done and dusted. For World Rugby, they said they welcome the apology. The matter is closed. And that's pretty much it. Now, obviously, there's still going to be talk about it. And I'm hoping, for me, that there's at least some kind of lesson learned from this. From World Rugby's end, to be honest. I know there's been a lot of debate about, Nick Berry got so many things wrong and blah, blah, blah. I don't think that's kind of the main point, because that's the case with every rugby game. There's talk about what decisions were right or wrong. But the point is, World Rugby's got their rules or guidelines or code of conduct or whatever it is about what these guys can and can't say. And you can't say that. So you don't want to see these guys, like Dave Rennie also recently, but also Rassie, saying these things after games, mainly, coming out and blasting the officiating, basically saying it was wrong. But you have to ask yourself, why are these guys saying that? They wouldn't just be doing... maybe sometimes things get a bit heated post-match and you see guys say stuff that gets them into a bit of trouble. That's happened before. But I feel like the common theme here is these guys are not being heard, which is a little bit concerning. And I've worked for years in kind of like customer service. And from my experience dealing with heaps of feedback from some of my old staff, generally people complain when they feel like their issue is not being addressed and they're not getting good kind of clear communication. That's just from my personal experience. It's just kind of my take on it. And if you read the 80 pages of the report that initially came out, there seemed to be a bit of confusion within the officiating ranks about how to kind of deal with the feedback. Don't just take my word for it. The report's available online. But my take from it was basically Rassie had some questions and Nick Berry was kind of a bit unsure as to, he was initially going to reply, but then Joel Jute, who's his boss, said that's not really the right thing to do. And then Jaco Papa, who's his colleague, said, I would do it. That doesn't seem like it's a kind of a clear-cut process. Right? Whatever field it is, whether it's, your internet's down, your power company, like whatever. All you want to know is, I've got a problem. What are you going to do about my problem? And what's the time frame I can expect my problem to be resolved? That's not rocket science, right? That's really kind of customer service 101. So I feel like if there was not, there needs to be, and I'm sure there is a feedback process, but like I said, from the report, it didn't seem very clear. And that lack of clarity, I think, is what comes out with these issues. Likewise, Dave Rennie, in his post-match press conference against Wales, said that he felt like some of his feedback hadn't been heard. Now, whether that means he just felt like he didn't get his way, I'm not sure. Again, I don't have the exact information about what was going on. But if there is not a kind of clear, here's where you send your feedback, and here's when you can expect a reply, then there should be. That seems like kind of basics. It just strikes me as a bit bizarre that we've had the Rassie thing and we've had the Dave Rennie thing, both within kind of the same year. So, yeah, I'm not sure. It doesn't seem, something's not right. But, ideally, if these guys are getting their issues heard, bloody dog, shut up. If these guys are getting their issues heard, I don't think we will have this stuff kind of out in the media, which is where you don't want it. They need to be getting their performance review stuff done, which I know goes on, but it needs to be kind of clearly communicated to the relevant parties involved for mine. Rassie, if you follow him on Twitter, is kind of, you can either call him hilarious or you can call him a bit snarky, maybe a bit petty, up to you, which kind of point of view you want to take. But on Twitter, he's got himself like drinking a few drinks and saying that he's going to, I think, enjoy the chill out time, and he expects maybe Dave Rennie's going to be doing the same based on his kind of outburst. Whether that gets punished, I haven't seen yet. I haven't seen anything about it as to whether Dave's going to cop any kind of fine or ban. Rassie clearly thinks or implies that maybe there should be something to come from that. And if you've looked at who Rassie follows on Twitter, there's only one account Rassie follows, and that is Augustine Pichot, who famously contested the World Rugby chairperson role, was it this year or last year, against the current head Bill Beaumont. So that seems to be, again, implied that Rassie would say that's the man who should have got the job, or maybe he could be doing a better job than is being done by World Rugby right now. So maybe kind of a sneaky little middle finger being shown somewhere. But anyway, it's done. We can all move on. You guys let me know what you think. Do you think there is something not going on that is causing these coaches to feel the need to express their views in the media? Or do you think these guys are just peed off that they lost and expressing some frustrations in an inappropriate way? You guys let me know your thoughts, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.